So today, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually swing slower and hit the ball further. This is a trick or something that the best players in the world have been doing for years, and I'm going to show you how you can do it. Now, we'd all assume that if you can make a slower swing, it's more likely to be an accurate swing, and that's why this is going to be so beneficial. So after this video, you're going to feel like you've got time to hit the golf ball. Your swing is going to feel slower, yet, as I said, you're going to hit the ball further. To demonstrate this, I'm going to use a 6-iron, and we are going to be using some data thrown up through my phone via the Blast sensor and the app, which is, as you can see, just in the end of my 6-iron. So we're going to start this video by me hitting 2 shots, and one of them is going to be a pretty good shot, one of them is going to be a pretty poor shot. I want you to first of all see if you can spot the difference, and then we're going to look at some data and we're going to pull out some certain things which we can then utilize to explain how we're going to move your golf swing forward. So let's go with the first shot. Okay, well, shot number 1. Might be a good one, might be a bad one. And we're going to go shot number 2. So, 2 shots there. Heard a little bing, so we know that the data's been captured. So let's take a look at that data now, and we're going to see exactly what has happened. So you can see the 2 swings on the screen there with all of the data. Now, the golf swing on the left is what I would consider to be the poor swing. Okay, and when we look at that poor swing, I want you to pay attention to the swing time, how long it took me to make that golf swing. So from when that club started to when it hit the ball was 0.73 seconds. So it took under a second. Now, when we look at that first golf swing, the one on the right-hand side, which I believe to be the better golf swing, you can see how that golf swing took 1.17 seconds. So the swing on the right, which is the better golf swing, took longer, considerably longer, 1.1 seconds versus something that was under 1 second. So which of those golf swings took longer? Well, it was the one on the right, the good swing. So which of those swings would we say was quickest? Well, it'd be the one on the left. It'd be the one that took 0.7 something seconds. That swing on the left was quicker. It took less time. It was over in a shorter space of time. As the golfer, to me, that feels like a quick swing. It feels like a rushed swing. The swing on the right feels like a slower swing. It feels like it took more time. I had more time as the golfer. So when we look at the club speed, we see a big difference. Notice how on the right-hand side, with the good golf swing, we saw a club speed of 99 miles an hour. That's pretty much what I expect with my 6-iron. On the left-hand side, the bad golf swing, 88 miles an hour. So the golf swing on the left, which was quicker, took less time, produced a swing speed which is 11 miles an hour slower. The golf swing on the right, which was slower in terms of how long it took, it was over in a much longer period of time, generated a club speed of 99 miles an hour, much faster at impact. And the reason for that is to look at tempo. 2.8 to 1 is a good tempo, and 2.2 to 1 on the left-hand side is a poor tempo. So, slightly little play on words there, but the golf swing which had the highest club head speed, therefore generated the most distance, took longer. It was a longer golf swing from start to finish. The golf swing which is over quicker generated a slower club speed. And it's also with tempo and timing and delivering the speed when you need it. So let's now give you 2 really simple exercises that can help you perform more like that golf swing on the right. So this first drill is working on the takeaway, the first movement away. In that second golf swing, that poor one, really snatchy away from the golf ball, far too quick. If we want to generate speed, we need to allow ourselves the time to generate that speed. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take one of your golf clubs, a mid-iron would be great. Got myself a 7-iron here, and I'm going to place it just outside of the golf ball. As you can see that there. I've got my golf ball I'm going to hit, that's teed up. I'm going to take another golf ball, I'm going to place it just behind where my golf club would be. such as this. Now the idea here is to actually hit a shot, so I'm going to hit the golf ball that's on the tee, but when I move my club away, I'm clearly going to hit that second golf ball. But when I hit that golf ball, I want to make sure that it doesn't go past the end of my club, the grip. So if I'm a little bit too snatchy in that takeaway, clearly that golf ball's gone way too far out this way. That suggests to me that I was too quick away from the golf ball, too snatchy. That's going to influence the rest of my golf swing. I'm probably going to find that I'm quick and snatchy in transition, and we get those poor results. So in this little exercise, the backswing is going to feel much smoother. Maybe just give myself a pass there. But you can see how that was a very different movement away from the golf ball. Now, this little exercise is probably going to cause you to have a takeaway which is a little bit too slow, but in practice that's fine, because on the course you're probably going to speed up a little bit, so we almost want to sort of guard against that during practice. So let's go ahead and hit this one, and hopefully that golf ball won't go past the grip of that other golf club. And straight away that feels like a smoother movement away from the golf ball. Already that feels like I've got more time to hit the golf shot, and more time very often means more speed. So in this second drill, we're really going to tap into some understanding of what happens in the golf swing and getting you to just kind of think about the different phases of the golf swing. The terminology we use can often hold us back. We very often talk about a backswing and a downswing, but the reality is as soon as the club moves away from the board, it's just got one movement to the golf ball, there's no stops. And that second golf swing that I demonstrated, which was the poor golf swing, one of the things that I did to ensure that it was a poor golf swing is I very much in my head tried to make a backswing and then a downswing. What that means is it got very quick in terms of the time, the transition was rushed, the weight didn't shift forward. The reality is, if we really want to use the right terminology, there is a backswing, but there is a transition, and then there is a downswing. That transition helps our tempo massively. So many of you who feel like you've got rushed golf swings, quick golf swings, will often find you hit the ball stuck on your back foot, and it's because there wasn't the right transition in there. So this little exercise, I would absolutely have you tee the ball up, and you can probably do this without a ball to begin with, but you're just going to take an address, and from there, take your lead foot, move it towards your trail foot, and very simply, you're going to make a movement towards, or away from the target, I should say, as in a backswing. When your lead arm gets around about chest height, you're going to initiate your downswing by stepping across. And then once you feel like the pressure is in that lead side, you're then able to deliver the club. So we've almost got three different movements here. We've got a backswing move, we've got a transition move, and then we've got our downswing move. Now, think about it logically. If we've got a golf swing with 2 movements and we've got a golf swing with 3 movements, the one with 3 movements is going to take longer, which is what we saw in that first exercise. But it's going to enable you to generate more speed, and that is the key message in this video. So let me show you what that would look like without a golf ball. We go back, step, through. Back, step, through. Absolutely no problem hitting a golf ball that way. I probably wouldn't advise going at full speed, but no problem to do the exact same exercise with a golf ball. So those first 2 drills are brilliant. They're really going to help you, but they're things that you do in practice. This final thing is something you can do on the golf course. How can you take what we've learned today and apply it next time you play? Well, very simply, think about some words in your mind. I'd probably advise you that rather than saying them out loud, you might get a few funny looks. So when I'm hitting shots on the golf course, I'm going to use 3 words. I'm going to use 1, which is my backswing. I'm going to use and, which is my transition, and 2 is going to be my contact point. So the golf swing, in my mind, I'm going to say 1 and 2. Quite simple. 1 and 2. Watch what happens if I have that short, snappy, very quick golf swing. 1, I almost don't get to 2, let alone put the and in there. So really thinking about on the golf course, 1 and 2 is brilliant for tempo. With an iron, we're looking for around about a 3-to-1 ratio as tempo. So the backswing should take 3 times as long as the downswing. That swing that we looked at the start, that good swing was 2.8 to 1, so that was absolutely ideal. So let me go ahead and hit one. I'm actually going to say this out loud. As I say, I'd probably advise you do this in your mind. 1 and 2. So, tempo, timing, how you can make a longer golf swing, a slower golf swing, and hit the ball further. That is how you do it.